All right. Welcome back. Ben from the Natural Medicine and Nutrition Clinic in Subiaco. And I'm going to talk a little bit about antiviral supplements. What I think is awesome, what I take personally, what I prescribe to my family, and what I prescribe to the patients that come and see me at the Natural Medicine and Nutrition Clinic in Subiaco. There's quite a few different ones that you can use, but I think there's three big guns that I tend to go to often because they're effective and they work. And the first one I'm going to talk about is zinc. Zinc is super important for building your white blood cells, repairing tissue. It's particularly important in men because we store zinc in the prostate gland, and you need that for proper prostate function. And so it's important for women as well, obviously, but for men it's particularly important. So it's important to know that and understand that. If you have too much zinc, you're going to get into trouble. So you don't mega dose on it. How much I take, it depends. It depends whether I'm trying to fight something off or not. As a maintenance dose, I have about 25 milligrams to 50 milligrams. I do that once a day. That's a pretty good maintenance dose. If I've got to fight something off and I'm not feeling well at all, I might do that, get up to the 75 to 100 milligrams per day. That's a pretty good dose, and it's a pretty high dose. I wouldn't do that for too long because zinc is toxic in large volumes. If you have too much, it's not going to make you real well. This is not a case of a little bit is good, so more is better. That's not how it works. So you have to be a bit careful with that. But that's generally what I dose at. So 25 milligrams just for a daily dose of zinc is pretty awesome. Vitamin C is the next thing that people are raving about a lot, and well, like zinc, it's been around for 150 million years, so why wouldn't you take it? It is awesome. Vitamin C is a general broad, more like a broad spectrum tonic for your immune system. It does lots of different things. You need it for tissue healing again, a tissue repair, like if you're bruising easily, that's quite often a sign of not having enough vitamin C in your system. And how much do you take of that? Well, again, you've got to test it on particularly on your bowel tolerance. Zinc can make you a bit queasy if you have it on an empty stomach. Vitamin C can do the same thing. And the only main effect you'll get from having too much vitamin C is it'll give you diarrhea. Not ideal diarrhea. I don't know who loves that. I don't. So be careful about that, because if you overdo it, that's what's going to happen. And what that is you hit tissue saturation points in your intestines, and your body's just saying, get it out, get it out, get it out. I can't deal with this anymore. That's obviously not helpful, because if you have loose bowels and diarrhea, you're not going to be absorbing any of the vitamin C anyway. It's just going to be passing through you and going into the toilet. So you've always got to back the dose off if that happens. That's important. I'll take about 500 milligrams a day of vitamin C as a maintenance dose. When I'm fighting something off, if I'm under the pump, I will increase that to, to my bowel tolerance. That's how I dose it. But that's for me orally, which means if you're swallowing tablets or taking a powder's always better, by the way, easy to absorb. I will take about 1 gram to 2 grams, which is 1,000 milligrams to 2,000 milligrams. But again, you test that on your bowels. And the reason that you can have more when you're not well is because you're actively using it to make antibodies, to make immunoglobulins, things that kill viruses and bacteria. Same for zinc. That's why you can have more of it when you're not well and less of it just as a maintenance dose, because you're going to consume it up. You're going to use it to fight off the nasty stuff. So that's important to understand. The third thing that is my go-to, and is in a lot of Chinese medicine preparation formulas, is Huang Qi or Astragalus. Not Astragalus, to my North American cousins who say it incorrectly, Astragalus. Whatever. Anyway, I'm just saying. I'm Aussie, so that's what I say. So Astragalus is one of the keys, one of the main Qi tonics in Chinese herbal medicine. It's very, very good herb for lifting everything up. It's a bit like Baihua, the point, the acupuncture point. It raises everything. It gets everything to be stronger and more upright. That's what it does. It has a really good ability to strengthen your immune system across the board and just give you more strength and power. That's really what it does. You've got to be a bit careful with it when you're already unwell. You just tend to not give Qi tonics when you're already fighting something off, because yes, it will build your immune system, but it can also build a pathogen, and it will allow the pathogen to grow and be stronger. and that tends to win. So you don't tend to give Qi tonics when you're fighting something off. You give them before you're unwell to boost your immune system so you don't become unwell. That's the whole point. Astragalus is awesome for lots of different reasons, and it's in a lot of preparations. If you go into a pharmacy, naturopaths use it a lot, but you'll see it in general kind of immune boosting formulas, because even in the Western world, they know that this is an awesome herb and it has a powerful effect on building your immune system. So, again, you should dose that in terms of working with a practitioner, and they will be able to give that to you in a herbal preparation or however they're going to do it. And that's how I prescribe it mainly. You've got to be a bit careful with Huang Qi if you're pregnant. All right, it goes to the lung and the spleen, and that's really what the immune system is in Chinese medicine. But because it goes to the spleen, it can actually decrease some of the amniotic fluid, particularly in the second trimester of pregnancy. So if you're pregnant, you have to be cautious about taking Astragalus, especially in larger amounts. So again, it's a regulated herb. You should work with a practitioner and not just dose it yourself. Vitamin C and zinc, well, you can just buy that stuff from the pharmacy. It's not, it's not the end of the world. If you take a lot of it, it just means you'll probably make yourself a bit queasy and have diarrhea if you don't know what you're doing. So again, work with a practitioner. That's the whole point. So they're my 3 go-tos: zinc, vitamin C, and Huang Qi before you need it. That's the point. These are the things I use often in the clinic, and I use them for my family, and they work. They're powerful, they're effective, they're safe if they use it properly, and they work. So hopefully that makes some sense. If you like this video and you got something out of it, subscribe to my channel and you will get more little tips and tricks like this. That's Ben from the Natural Medicine and Nutrition Clinic in Subiaco. See you next time.